home, and I've been having some really great conversations this morning with some good friends, and I just feel really inspired. And I thought, I've got to pack a whole lot of orders. So I thought, while I'm packing orders, I'd just have a chat with you guys and see who comes on and kind of show you behind the scenes of the other side of what I do, and not just, I'm not always driving trucks. There's a whole another side of what I've built. So that is like merch and some goodies. So see if anyone comes on. If not, that's fine as well. Just showing you a different side of my business that you might not see all the time. So I put a lot of care into what I have created. So this is one of the products here that I have. It's a Dry Times towel. It is a quick wicking towel. I've been using it for years, and luckily Dry Times actually offered to collaborate with me to create my own design. So on there, it's got all little drawings of truck related things, so all the different truck combinations I've driven, the loaders I've driven. So this is the very last beach towel that's going, and after this, it's only sports towels left. So this customer has requested a kid's top in size 4 and a beach towel, so we'll pack that now. Oh, you got that towel? It's really good. So I've my background before trucks was motocross, and I know the guys that create this towel, and so I've been using it for a long time. And yeah, when I was talking with them, I'm like, is there a chance we could make one for truck drivers as well? So we're working on a new style of towel that will hopefully have like a hood on it, so that way it can sit over the seat, and then that way at the end of your shift or whatever, you can just rip that off and go wash it, because it's very easy to get dirty seats, and just a nice way to fix that up. Again, guys, I don't normally go live, so I just thought I get really lonely working from home, so I thought I'd just jump on and see who's around. What's everyone up to? I typically do try and have all eco-friendly kind of packaging. I'm working on getting a bag that's biodegradable, but everything takes time. You got to walk before you can run. So these bags are one thing that I've, you know, working on. Every little order gets a little note from me saying thank you so much. And I'm really grateful for everyone's like interest in all this stuff. Um, yeah, it's nice to be creating stuff that I'm proud of and knowing that people are enjoying it themselves. S Jason's coming in from Bundy. Did you get affected by the floods at all? I don't know how everyone else's mental health is at the moment, but I've been kind of struggling a little bit with the crisis that we're all facing, and feeling completely helpless and not knowing how I can help. And someone said to me the other day, they're like, CJ, just creating the content you do helps create a little bit of escapism, and keep doing that. So that's what I'm going to keep doing, just keep showing up. That's my little part of helping. Um, this is tape that I got made. So it's custom tape with my website and my logo. So that way, everything has a nice little personal touch, and all the orders are personally packed by me. Resting after a long drive yesterday. Where did you go from or to? I actually find going out on the road recharges me and helps me feel inspired. When I am at home in my office, in my home office here, I feel quite um yeah, I get a little bit of cabin fever. All right, cover the customer's name, but first one done. The next order I have is of a trucker cap. These ones are my more newer designs. They're all made by Country Trucker Cap. Without trucks, Australia stops. We all know that, and it's becoming more and more. I guess the general public is starting to realize that a bit more. Got a little road train on the back, and Be Kind, which is in my own handwriting. And they've asked for a kid's size 2 t-shirt. So just little t-shirt with a road train on the back. I'm working on a new style that's going to go on the back, hopefully, which will hopefully have my new truck on it. So keep an eye out for that. I think you guys will really love that. Um, oh, spraying. I'm assuming that means that there's crops in the ground, which is positive. I've heard a lot of people saying that they're not going to be, well, they're contemplating not putting crops in, which is really scary. I have got a whole selection of different cardboard boxes down here. So just this one's the one I put hats in so that they don't get damaged when they transit. Again, I've put a lot of thought into all of this. It's not just I don't when you get an order from me, it's by me, it's a lot of thoughts on it. Mildura to Melbourne. Oh, that's not too bad a drive. Hopefully the weather was good for you. Have I been near Harden or Young or Wombat Pub? I know I've been to Young. Harden. Not sure where that is. Whereabouts? What state is that in? I've been through a lot of places, but when you're trucking, you're kind of bypassing a lot, right? Like you don't actually get a chance to stop. I was going to drive a fuel tank on the weekend, but unfortunately that fell through because the terminal was out of fuel. So hopefully for April I'll get some shifts. That's a plan, but we'll just see what happens with this current situation. I also have custom tissue paper, so hats are all wrapped in tissue paper, and then my children's book is wrapped in this tissue paper that I got made with with the character on it. I think it's really cute. Harry, you can have a hat if you buy one. All this stuff that I'm packing right now is on my website, truckingwithcj.com. So any order really goes a long way in helping support what I'm building. It doesn't not a huge income earner, but for me, it's more so just another thing that we're building a community with, and helps me be able to stay at home and do my video editing at the same time. So yeah, that's wrapped, little sticker on top that goes in this box so that it's nice and secure. The t-shirt. I've also got this biodegradable like paper that I can make nice and that it so that nothing kind of flies around. Yeah, so my I've partnered with Scott Taylor. So that truck, the 909, is my truck. It's got my name on it. Our next big race isn't until June when we're going to drive to Darwin. So until then, I'll just keep doing all my events as long as I keep going ahead, making videos, creating the content for you guys on here. I'm not a very fast video editor. I do it all myself. So I'm doing one at the moment. I'll get it up actually. So I've been working on, which one's this one? So this video, I don't know if you guys can see it. This one here is when I did Gold Coast to Adelaide the other month for Adelaide Motorsport Festival. So I've got a lot of videos to catch up on. I was driving the Scott Taylor 909 for that one. So yeah, I'll keep driving that. We've got Darwin and then the rest of the Porsche rounds for the year. Again, I'm assuming all the races are going ahead. I don't really know what's going to happen in the next few months. But I also have the wonderful local people, friends of mine, Ben and Leah. They've got fuel tankers, so I can help relieve some of their drivers, or if they need to do a night run while the driver's resting, I can go do that for them. Or if someone has a holiday, I can jump in that. So that keeps me happy. I renewed my dangerous goods license in January, invested a lot of money in upgrading all that, and yeah, been so busy that I haven't been able to jump back in that fuel tanker since. So we'll get that sorted now that the racing's a little bit quiet for a couple of months. Mark Pendergrass. I don't think so. If there's anything that you guys are wanting to know, like you want me to make videos about, also throw that in here because I never know what you go. I just make content that I wish I could see, that I like. So this one's all done. I don't know if you guys have heard of Little Trucker Down Under, but Little Trucker Down Under, the magazine I write in, is so good. It's for a kid. I'll find it for you. So this is a Little Trucker Down Under magazine. Well, that's an old one. One second. Here we go. This is the current one. So Little Trucker Down Under is a magazine for the kids. There's little collector cards that come in every magazine. You can see my trucks there. These all rip up to be little collector cards. The kids get a magazine, a poster as well. This is the one this month. And then there's lots of little articles in it. Little articles, activities as well. You got puzzles, coloring in. I just think it's a great magazine. I love writing for this. So this one, here's my story. Da-da-da. Here it is, the last page to open. So this one is all about my new truck with Scott Taylor. Oh, actually, so just seeing here about the trips to New Zealand. So Aaron and I went back to New Zealand just the other week, and I filmed a lot. There should be probably about 4 episodes that come out of that. We did an interview with Laurie of his truck, which I picked as my truck of the show at the Taranaki Truck Show. And then I went to a few workshops that have just installed some rollers and shakers of Maha. So I'll put them up. So I just want to get my Adelaide one out of the way, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. Once that's all done, then I can get to the New Zealand ones. What else were you guys saying? Yes, there is a cooking section. There's recipes. So what I was trying to get to is that I sent this package to a friend of mine with a whole lot of the magazines and my kids' book, and I put the address wrong. So I've just got to repack this now. So this is biodegradable custom made mailers. So I can put all my books and magazines in there. And they seem to hold up pretty well, considering that this has been lost in mail for so long. I'm pretty proud of that. Pretty happy with the product. So I'll put the new one in there since it's all going together. How Yeah, so really good question about the current situation. So yeah, I was out on the road a couple of weeks ago when I went to Sydney for Truck Fest. And I don't know if you guys follow my other social media, but I posted that I felt really guilty about the current situation and like, do I have a right to really be out on the road if it's not essential freight, this and that? But also the feedback from people was like, well, it is my job to show up to these events, and I try my best to keep the positivity. So yeah, also everyone that lives in the house with me is directly connected to the transport industry, so we are feeling it and seeing it. It's very scary. I've been in a lot of conference calls, on phone calls all the time. What the government announced yesterday will provide a little bit of relief, but it's not the be all and end all answer. But there's a lot of trucks parking up, guys. People can't afford to keep the trucks on the road, and the general public will feel the brunt of this shortly. But yeah, for me, I'm just trying to provide resources for people to know about the mental health or the financial aid out there, so that people know, you know, what's available for them. Like there's people that you can lean on. Yeah, it is scary. My thought on electric trucks, look, maybe one day, but the not technology, but the infrastructure is not out of cities. So maybe around cities, local driving, you might be able to do electric, but when you go inland, go west or east, depending on which part of the country you are, there's no infrastructure out there to be able to recharge these trucks. So we still need diesel for the foreseeable future. So I'm just reading this. Oh, gone quiet doing. Yeah, so it's not just Australia that's feeling it. Hydrogen's an interesting one as well because it's not just so I have done a little bit of research on this. It's hydrogenated vegetable oil, and I believe that you can convert your current trucks to be able to take that, and so we wouldn't have to create a whole new truck. You could probably do a conversion of your existing truck to be able to do that. I'm not a scientist, but um, it's an option, and I heard that that could be a better option for us in Australia than electric. So that's another order done. But who knows? Like it's interesting, right? Oh, thank you. I appreciate all the love of my videos. Another thing is that, I've been doing social media for 3 years now. I started my Instagram originally, and that's got 123,000 followers. And I love doing that content, but the reality is, and just to be transparent with you guys, is that on Instagram, I can put all this effort into making content and I love it, but that doesn't pay my bills. The good thing about YouTube is that you guys just watching my YouTube videos, it doesn't cost you anything, but that helps generate a small income stream for me. So when I'm making something and I'm seeing you guys enjoying it and you're interacting with it and all of that, it's not costing you money as a consumer, but you're helping me be able to continue making more. When I worked full time, I was paying an editor in the early days to try and make my videos, and Ben's incredible. He's a good guy, um, but that comes at an expense. And so I was able to live off my wage working the mines, but and anything I earned kind of kept circulating throughout the business, and I didn't touch that. But now obviously I work full time for myself, so YouTube I feel is a great platform to create this community with all you guys, but also it does. I feel like I get rewarded for the effort that I put in. Other social media, I don't get any of that. So that might be, if you're coming across from other social media, that is why I put so much effort into this platform, because I feel like, yeah, we're building a community. That makes me happy because our industry is quite isolating at times, or like, yeah, so to be able to create something together. Let's have a look at the next order. So this one is going to Victoria. We have a turquoise logo t-shirt, and we've got a hoodie in the same color, turquoise. These hoodies are quite comfortable and warm. And then what else have we got here? Is this the same order? Oh no, this one's a different one. So this person is having a hoodie, a logo t-shirt, and two hats. Where did I put those two hats? So we've got a brown and pink hat. And what's this one? And a black cap. It's not right. What else? Oh, okay, I'm going to read this one out loud. Thought about recording some of my stuff over here in New Zealand. Your videos are great. Aussie is definitely better set up for trucking than New Zealand in way of truck stops, etc. Okay, so last year we went over and we did I think I was in the truck for 3 weeks trucking through. We went from Auckland down over the ferry, and then we're based in Christchurch, and went based out of Christchurch going up to Nelson and down to Dunedin. And I got to say, like, I was quite shocked at the truck stop or lack of truck stops in Australia. We, whinge and moan that there's no truck stop facilities, but at least we do have them. It was interesting, even the trucks aren't really set up to be slept in. So quite often we had to stop and stay in motels or at pubs and things like that. Um, yeah, so New Zealand trucking is awesome though. Like the roads that you guys go on, you got to be such technical drivers compared to here. I feel like a lot of our roads are really boring and flat and straight. And I was like blown away at the technicality. Just to be transparent, I was not driving in New Zealand. I was a passenger princess. I was on my computer, but I was along for the ride and experiencing it all. And if the economy was better, I think we'd even consider moving back over there because I loved it so much. Do I get less negative comments nowadays compared to 3 years ago? Yes. Yes, I get heaps less. I feel like I pushed through it. I got like really horrific comments in the early days. Like it was awful. And I say to when people contact me saying I want to do social media, I'm like, really like figure out how strong you are before you do it. And I don't mean like, you just got to have, I don't know, it can just get some pretty vile. People can hide behind screens, right? So they say like things that they're not held accountable for. But these days, really good. I seen a comment this morning though, and I was like, oh my gosh, where is it? It was something along the lines of like, you're a woman, you're not qualified to drive, leave it to the men, you're worse at backing than a certain race of drivers. And I was like, and that was on YouTube, guys. Like, YouTube community is awesome. And I saw that and I was like, so what? And then I saw a message this morning, a private message that said, um, CJ, no, I don't understand how you have so many followers when you all you do is post bullshit ads. Ads. Okay, okay. I wrote back. I just wrote. I shouldn't have written back, but I did, and I just sent back a whole lot of laughing emojis, and I was like, "Ads? Yeah, right, okay." But nah, like honestly, I think we've pushed through, and we've created a community that's full of positive people, so we don't really see that so much anymore. Um, and also on Instagram, I said it in the early days when I couldn't handle negative comments, and I found a setting where you can only comment on my stuff on Instagram if you follow me. And so I think that cuts out a lot of the crap from people because I kind of personally feel like if you want to follow me, you like what we're creating, so you're not going to go and shit on it. So I hope that answers that question. Um, that's very nice to offer me a driver's seat behind a Scania. We all know I'm a a diehard Kenworth girl though, right? I did enjoy the new Taranaki truck though. The Taranaki truck though was awesome. And I was really blown away at the warm hospitality. Like, I don't know why I'm shocked every time because every time everyone's awesome and the everyone's just so friendly and I really appreciate going back there whenever I get the chance. So um I'm just disappointed that I didn't get a chance to go around and see all the trucks. The only footage I have, guys, is of everyone leaving when I'm waving goodbye because I took my tent, set it up, and I was so busy, which was awesome, but it meant that I didn't get to really see anyone, see any trucks. Um, uh, yeah, sorry, the sexist thing, look, is there, but I don't know if you ever realized, but I never push the female agenda. My way of combating it is just showing up as a woman and just doing the job, not asking for special treatment. So that's how I kind of get around that. So another little thank you card going in. Um, I'm 36 on the weekend. Can you believe that? Sunday. Easter Sunday. And yeah, you would think that sexism's non-existent these days, but it is. Uh, hello, Mark from Hay. I drove actually on my video. I was filming driving the Hay Plains, and yeah, I was editing that last night, and I'm like, man, that Hay Plains, that's a bumpy road, isn't it? Do you guys think like that doing all this little extra, tape and that and the tissue paper's good? Like I personally do because I feel like I don't know, it just shows that you care and just a little bit of extra effort goes a long way, but I don't know. Twiddling your thumbs can't buy food, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'll tell you a story. When I got my first gig working at a mine site, I was driving a concrete ag, and the um, manager comes up to me and he goes, "I don't want you here. I don't know what you're going to bring to the team, but I got told I had to." And by the way, I was already employed by this company. It's not like it was a gender thing. Like I didn't get employed to fit the quota. I got suggested to go up there because I was a good operator. And he goes, "I don't know what you're going to be able to do to, you know, what you're going to be able to bring to the team. But I got told I had to bring you up here, so whatever." And it was so rude. Anyway, a week later, he apologized and said that he was wrong and that I was a good operator and I brought a lot to the team. I brought a certain softness. I allowed the men to have a safe space to open up and have some deep meaningfuls because we were on a 3-in-1 roster, which is really brutal. And men always like try to typically like hide their emotions and feelings, but I gave them a soft spot to be vulnerable. And so he said that that was a good thing. But yeah, like everyone's deserved to be in a workplace. We all bring a certain element or something. Um, oh, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Yeah. That's it. Like everything that I put my name on, I want people to know that it's high quality. Like just look down to like all these little stickers. They're really high quality vinyl. You know, you put them on your car or your truck, they're not gonna fade or like peel off. I've got them on my Yeti water bottle. So I got them on my Yeti, and that can go through the dishwasher, and she's seems to be fine. So same with the towels, like high purchase price, but the quality is really good. So I feel proud to know that whatever I put my name to, it's a high quality. There's so many people on here. 50 people, get out. Who would have thought packing orders would be so interesting? So this here is the Dry Times sports towel. So it's a bit small. It's really good for like gym, or if you want to just, oh, here we go. This is my friend Gemma Wilson's towel. This is what I was using for a long time before I went and got my own made. So this is a sports towel. So that's how big it is, right? But it's like a chamois material. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a chamois material. They dry super quick. So when you got the beach towel and you're going into a truck stop and you're having a shower, by the time you get back and you hang it up, it doesn't smell. It's not going to be soggy. And you can roll it up really quickly and put it back in your bag and you're fine. So yeah, that's this one. This is all I got left. I've completely sold out of the beach towel, but we're working on the next color. I'm curious to know, like, this is a black with turquoise. Would you guys like to see like black and pink, or do you want like a bright color? It's really hard for me to know what you guys would like. I do make stuff that I like, but I want to know from you guys, like, what kind of color schemes would you like? Um, yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I just really want to put good quality content out there. Okay, so this one here, oh, we've got a kids book. I don't know if you guys have seen my kids book. So I wrote a children's book called Is That My Auntie? It's based on my own personal family. I am a very proud auntie. But when we started going and looking through shops, like I've got them here, every time I go to a bookstore, I buy a book about trucks. So we've got, what have we got here? Got this one. Oh shit. Okay, those are my books. I'll give you some examples. So um, this one's Tighten the Truck. And so I've got a kids YouTube channel where I read these books in trucks. So I started collecting all these truck books. And so what you realize is that in bookstores, you might find one, maybe two, there's not many. So yeah, I decided to create my own book. This was a very long process. I self-funded and self-published. So every one of your purchases mean a lot to me. I got 2,000 printed, and I think I only have 300 or 400 left. So that's good. Anyway, so it starts and goes through the day of my niece and nephew, knowing that I'm coming to town. They're asking, like, then every truck they hear or see, is that my auntie's truck? And then, my sister goes on to tell them, like, no, for example, this is this is Lee in his garbage truck. He's collecting all of our rubbish. So it explains who the person is, their name, identifying the person, the truck name of what it is. So it's a concrete truck, and what that truck is doing. So it's delivering concrete for the footpaths. So we go along, and it's a whole day of seeing all the different trucks and all the different people, and just showing that trucks is for everyone, and that truck drivers can look, whatever way. Is there a sequel coming? Yes. So I've already got it drawn up. Um, so here, that is going to be the next book. So Auntie in the Race Transporter. I don't know if you guys recognize this truck at all. I just want to get a few races under my belt so I really understand what the messaging can be, because it's always, I want to be about community and inclusivity and make sure I've got all my facts straight. So yeah, I need to try and sell all 2,000. My partner has been like, sell these before you do the next book, but yeah, so if you want it, truckingwithcj.com. um so yeah, each book is individually wrapped, and if you buy it on my website, typically I might throw in a little signature, so we'll get a little texter. Oh, come on. You gotta I tried to, like, so what I did, like, someone just said, "Rubbish truck is a Volvo," that's rough. Now, what I did without people realizing is I was going on my stories, on Instagram. Sorry, let me just sign this. And I was like, "Okay, does anyone on here drive a garbage truck? Can you send me photos of your trucks?" Right? And so then I was collating behind the scenes this document full of all the different trucks that people drive within my community. And then those are the reference photos that I sent to my illustrator so that way every picture is as close to real life as possible. And I'm hoping that, when people get the book, they see someone that they recognize or they see themselves in it. What else are people saying? Only Peterbilt. There's not many Peterbilts in Australia, hey? Like, they're quite rare to come across. When I used to live in Canada, I lived in British Columbia, and Peterbilts were a lot more common over there than what they are here. Sorry, let me concentrate here, otherwise I'm gonna stuff up this folding. So that is what a little book is wrapped up like. I then have little kids stickers, little Trucking with CJ with kids stickers. So I throw in a few in here with a little thank you card. So she has ordered a sports towel, a road train in pink and a small. So we got that t-shirt there and the book. Um, I met this woman on in Sydney. So lovely. And she worked all the way up to the very end of her pregnancy driving truck and dog tippers. And like that is my idol, honestly. So I'm gonna throw her in a little something extra. What should I do? I reckon we'll throw in a little magazine for her as well. And I think I might throw in a little colouring in book. So I've also made a little colouring in book. This is just a start. Hopefully we can do more about that. But yeah, just if you want, these are only $10. They're also on my website. So we'll throw in one of them for her. And I think, what else? How am I going to pack this one? I think this box should be good. Am I going to be doing all the races this year? So yeah, Porsche Career Cup only have I think 6 rounds, so I'll be at all of them that I can. The next round is up in Darwin, so that's going to be a big trip. I don't know if you guys have seen Scott Taylor Motorsports Instagram before, but every year he hooks up a quad combination and does the trip up to Darwin. So that's the intention for this year as well. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so Scott Taylor's got his own YouTube as well. All right. I think that looks pretty good, guys. I like to make sure it's all nice and neat so that when people receive it, they, know. What I'm going to do for her is I'm going to throw in some stickers because she had to wait for a little bit for this one. I appreciate her patience. So I'm just going to give her one of everything. Um, okay, so someone's just asked me about my friend Christina. So are you and Christina coming to Mallard Truck Racing? Because um, I don't know. I don't even know about that. I live up in Gold Coast now, so getting back to South Australia is quite a costly experience exercise for me. So I probably won't be there, but I don't know. I can't speak on Christine's behalf. I'll ask her when I see her on the weekend. So where is? Really appreciate you guys all jumping on here. My phone's gonna go flat. My phone is always on low. I've only got 5% left. So now that I've finished all my packing, I think I might wrap this up and say, would I drive a vintage truck? Oh, okay. I'll quickly answer that. Yeah, so my grandpa has had my grandpa passed when I was 3 months old, but he had an old Dodge truck that's sitting in our shed at that barn. And I'd love to restore that and maybe one day drive that. But yeah, I love older trucks. Give me an older truck. Like I've driven one. I don't know how I'd go with it, but yeah, I do love them. So I probably would. All right. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna write a little custom letter. Sorry. Uh, oh, thank you. I just got a message saying that people do notice the small effort of the packaging and stuff. So I really appreciate it. I do try to be environmentally friendly where I can. That's why I've got cardboard boxes. Most of my stuff goes out in cardboard boxes or cardboard packaging. Um, the only thing that left to try and customize or get biodegradable is the bags. But yeah, I really appreciate it because it means a lot to me. Like if I'm putting my hard-earned money into buying a product, and it's getting delivered to me when you get it on the doorstep and it's got like a little card or something, that means a lot. I'm saying that, and now the very last thing that I'm trying to close this site. Um, but yeah, thank you everyone for jumping in. It's cool to see so many people engaging and stuff. I am going to do my absolute best to get the video out either tonight or tomorrow for the road trip. Um, Please, like, if you have any suggestions or recommendations or questions for me, go to my website. I've got my email address there that you guys can contact me or find a way to contact me, or leave a comment in the comment section. I'm always scrolling through there. I love your feedback and the engaged community that we have. So if you let me know what you have questions about, if I don't have the answer, I can go research it myself. So, yeah, there's no stupid questions. I still am learning every single day. I'm working on a video right now, like an educational one about why trailers are called certain common, like like a stag, a dog, you know, all of that. This just ran out on me. So I'll get to that soon, but it's just taking me a long time to try and find that information for you. So yeah. I'm 23 years old. I want to know if I'm eligible for my license. If you have an Australian car license and you've had that for a certain amount of time, you can then go and get your HR license. But yeah, those are the kind of questions. Just throw them through to me and I'll try and make content and answer your questions. But thanks so much, guys, for being along with me to do just a packing orders. But yeah, I'll see you guys all soon. All right. Bye.